WNJC 1360 AM, Washington Township, Philadelphia. Philadelphia's Renaissance radio station, broadcasting online at WNJC1360.com, a service of Forsyth Broadcasting.
Okay, everyone, it's time to put on your listening ears, thinking caps, and laughing shoes. It's time for the Doc and Amy Show, with your sweethearts of the airwaves who agree to disagree sometimes. Take it away, Doc and Amy.
Do you feel blame?
No.
Feel image?
Oh, yeah.
Are you mad?
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like Wooster Bob referendum? Get frantic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What
What kind of crap?
do you forget the Bible study ready to work about it?
You're a dick.
Alrighty then. I just love that. Again, it's exactly 5 o'clock, and you're here with Doc and Amy. You are here. You are here with Doc and Amy. Again, Sunday. Is Amy fiddles? What are you doing, darling?
I can't hear that well.
Well, you're getting old. Thank you for joining us here at the Doc and Amy Show. As I've uttered my last words, we're here with Amy. Say hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, it's okay. You need to talk into the mic, though.
Oh, okay. Hello, darling.
There you go.
Darling.
The professional ever. And we have John, Silent John, with us. How you doing there, John?
Doing good. How about you guys?
We are fabulous.
Fabulous.
We, on the way in, we got to meet the amazing Dr. Marilyn. And I would say hello, but she would have known that already. So I just mentioned that we met Dr. Marilyn coming in.
We did.
And it was very good. She's apparently she was here 4 to 4:30. And I hope that you called in and got your reading. So
If you didn't, call in.
yeah, we'll give you one. No problem. We'll read
I'll give you a reading.
We'll read your. Yeah, not.
I'm into numerology.
I'll do a dramatic reading for
she
you.
is.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. We'll read your palm live on the air. Today,
Yeah.
as always, we are here at 5 o'clock. We want to tell you that you can call us 856-227-1360. I've been saying that number for
there?
a year now. I can't remember it. And you can also follow us on the World Wide Web at thedocandamyshow.com.
Wow.
I said, welcome to Alzheimer's Hour. What time is it? Anyway,
Wait,
so
what hour is it again?
Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. But we do have a lot of fun here, as I recall. And,
As I recall.
we're here every Sunday doing some very unusual things. If you have visited our website at www.thedocandamyshow.com, on the third page there, I believe it shows our event schedule. I've updated that. We're going to have some guests coming up soon.
We are.
The amazing Todd Chappelle will be here. He has just released a new album.
Why is everyone amazing today?
Because everyone's just amazing. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. He will be offering some selections from his new CD. And that's always, we have several. You are just distracting me with that particular activity.
I'm
over there.
doing inappropriate things with the
is there-
connectors.
Can we get more volume on our headphones? Is that possible? I mean, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
See, you don't have to fool with that technical stuff anymore.
I
John's
was
got it covered.
doing bad things with the headphones.
She-
Jax, you don't want to know.
Putting Boy Scout knots in the wires. So anyway, I'm sure everyone wants to listen to that. We do have a caption contest on our website. That is on page 2, the Contact Us page. If you know that the little hint is, if you know anything about Charlie Sheen, then you should enter our caption contest.
You should.
The winner. Jeez,
The winter?
I give up. The winner. We sent the winner to dinner.
Wow. The winter to dinner.
So, as we've said before, that's there for your enjoyment. We do have a segment, a couple of regular segments that we do. We're going to get into very soon. One of them is Two People, One Quote. That's always exciting. Now, John plays along with this every week. He's such a good sport. He, right now, is...
We are tied. He won last week. He trounced me.
Now, wait a minute.
I got owned.
But that was the third week running, though, correct?
I don't know.
He won one.
And then I won
You
two.
won one.
Oh.
And then last week you won.
Oh, so he won two
So
and
this
I won
could
one?
this could set the tie this
Oh,
week
okay.
for John's second win. We have now we've upped the odds a little bit on you, John. I hope you don't mind. There are a few more selections this
So
time.
5.
Nice.
We have 5.
But
Yeah,
they're quick and easy quotes, so I made them a little
yes,
short.
these are quotes light.
I
And
spent hours and hours researching these until the wee hours of the morning.
oh, the wee hours of the morning.
Well, we watched stand up last night.
Yes, we did with Billy Connolly, and
He was very funny.
The guys are right.
And then so funny, I fell asleep on the couch.
Yes, she laughed
I
herself.
was trying so hard to stay awake. He was really funny. And then, you know how like you fight it, like when you're really tired and you're laying on the couch and you have to fall asleep and you fight it, and in your head you're like, I can't fall asleep right now. It's almost like, I don't know, like somebody gave you a like sleeping pill, and if you fall asleep, like you're gonna die and never wake up. No, but do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like you're sitting there watching something with somebody, and you're like laying on the couch, you start to fall asleep, and you're like, I can't fall asleep right now. Like you're saying in your head, like, I can't fall asleep, like I can't do it, like you're fighting it so hard.
If your head starts to spin around,
No,
and
I'm
you puke pea soup all over the
serious.
place-
Like you're like, oh my god, I can't fall. Like you're just fighting it. Did you ever feel like that? Like I feel like it's so wrong to fall asleep. Like so wrong. I don't know why that is. Like I just keep fighting it, and finally I'm like, oh, forget it. I'm just a horrible human being. I'm just gonna fall asleep on the couch. I don't know why I feel like that. Isn't that weird?
Please call 856-227-1360.
No. If anybody else knows what I'm talking
The
about,
guilt of
please
sleep.
call.
Yes.
No, I'm serious.
What the hell just happened here, John?
Didn't you ever feel like that when you're fighting it?
I felt like I was fighting it, but because there was no place to pull over.
I guess I'm the only person who ever felt like that. Like,
I don't feel guilty about falling
I
asleep.
do. I was fighting it.
I took a sleeping aid a couple of nights ago, John. One of those melanoma pills. Whatever.
Melatonin.
That's the one. And
Melanoma.
didn't sleep a wink. No, it was. I was log rolling in bed all night. It was just like over.
And I got them like 2 months ago, and I took one, and I was dragging for 48 hours. I could not even function. It was horrible. I'm like so sensitive, and that's so mild.
If Amy takes a Flintstones vitamin,
I
it's like
know.
a Quaalude. I don't
It is.
understand.
I'm like really sensitive. I'm so sensitive.
It's sensitive.
So sensitive.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about your metabolism or whatever.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you have a very acute sensitivity to anything, and I'm not sure it's completely physical, but I don't want to go into that.
Excuse me?
Well, I just think that you just have a predisposition to opposing the taking of medication.
I love medication.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. She could have a traumatic amputation. I couldn't get her to take a Tylenol.
No. Well, anyway, so we were watching Billy Connolly.
Yes.
And I was falling asleep, and
Who I highly recommend, yes.
I was feeling guilty, like I was letting him down. That's how I was feeling in my heart, and I didn't want to fall asleep because he really was funny, and that's stupid because he didn't know if I fell asleep or not.
Well, the problem there, I think, is that you are in a relationship with a stand-up comic. You realize what goes into, what's involved behind the scenes and how much preparation there is. John, when you go on stage for 40 minutes, there's going to be 40 hours work in that.
Yeah.
About every finished a minute that you actually present on stage has about an hour of work behind it.
Yeah.
So it can be both frustrating and tiring, depending on the success of what you're saying.
But this was really funny.
He's a hoot.
And I never watched him in stand-up. I mean, I watched him in Monty Python, and
Monty Python.
wasn't he in? No, he wasn't in Monty Python. What was he in?
What
He
are
was-
you taking?
No, what was he in? I can't remember now. He was in something.
He's done some bit parts in movies and things like that.
No, but he did something else.
I think he discovered cesium. I don't know.
He discovered cesium.
Whatever he did, I'm sure he'll be glad to know that you appreciated it and you remember it so vividly.
No, he was in something. I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
I'm
it
sure he was. Yes.
Whatever.
He was in something. Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Why don't we just roll into this right now?
Okay.
What I really look forward to this every week because of the competitive nature of this bit and the fact that John is such a strong, vigilant type of person. He gets into this so distinct. I mean, he's just very leaning forward in his seat. He's ready to go. He's
yeah.
all over this competition. So
He's
wake up, John.
almost not falling asleep at this point. It's
Yes,
great.
he is. He has
It's very exciting.
loosened the noose around his neck, and which he keeps handy during our show. I don't know what he does any other time. However, John.
Whatever.
Hey, whatever. John, are you ready for this? We've done this before. You know
Ready
what's
to go.
up against. Okay. Today there are a couple of extras, so be prepared for that.
They're quick quotes though. They're short.
Yes, and this is a segment again that we call Two People, One Quote. The premise is, for those of you listening, if we have a third listener out there that may not be aware, Amy will recite a quotation that is attributed to, of course, someone, but she will give options. Now, is this attributed to person A or person B? So John has to figure that out. So let's get this rolling. We are going to do right now, Amy and John with Two People, One Quote.
Okay, quote number 1. Smoking kills. If you're killed, you lose a very important part of your life. Brooke Shields during an interview about an anti-smoking campaign. Smoking kills. If you're killed, you lose a very important part of your life. Sarah Palin at the RPV convention on why she quit smoking.
I'm going to say Sarah Palin.
John says Sarah Palin.
It was Brooke Shields.
It was Brooke Shields. So
That sounded like something Sarah Palin would
Did.
say.
it does.
That's
It
why
does.
I chose her.
Very nicely done, darling. So for those of you tabulating this at home, it is Amy 1, John nothing. And again, she will repeat the quote so that we can attach it to both parties, making it easier to assign it to one of them.
Okay.
So, number 2.
Thank you, Alex Trebek.
You're welcome, and now for the lightning round. Go
Okay.
ahead. Are you ready, John? Here we go.
If we don't succeed, we run the risk of failure. Dan Quayle. If we don't succeed, we run the risk of failure. Obama on the importance of the NSA wiretapping program.
So what was the first choice again?
Dan Quayle or Obama?
I'm going to say Dan Quayle.
You were right.
Oh, yes. It's a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Amy 1, John 1. We are in the third round of our Two People, One Quote. Take it away, Amy. Let's
Okay.
see how it goes.
I owe a lot to my parents, especially my mother and father. Greg Norman in an interview on his success with ESPN magazine. I owe a lot to my parents, especially my mother and father. Paris Hilton on the success of her new handbag line.
I'm going to say Paris Hilton.
It's Greg Norman.
Oh, who looks exactly like Paris Hilton? Yes. So we are looking at a score of 2 for Amy, 1 for John. This is exciting. We're getting to the home stretch. Could tie it up
What
this
do I
time,
get
John.
if I win? Do I get anything from you?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh,
so
okay.
you could tie this up, John. This is no pressure. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. I think gay marriage is something that should be between a man and a woman. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think gay marriage is something that should be between a man and a woman. Michelle Bachmann in response to the Supreme Court's decision to knock down DOMA.
Michelle Bachmann.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, now we're going to play this out, but we've got.
I can't
It's
believe it.
3-1
I'm shocked.
Amy.
Because John's getting good at this.
So this is just to keep your statistical
Yeah,
average.
but she
up.
already won.
Well, you're gonna hang in there though, right?
gonna- okay. I'm
The
gonna
game's
play
not
it.
over. So we
You might get this one.
This could be this is a cliffhanger right here.
Okay. Half of this game is 90% mental. Danny Ozark, Phillies manager. Half of this game is 90% mental. Chris Coates, whodunit contestant.
I'm going to say Danny Ozark.
You were right.
Oh well,
Now I feel better.
It was a
That's
squeaker. We now the final score for those of you interested at home, for those of you awake at home, for those of you listening at home. Amy with 3, John with 2. It was a very well played match. Thank you both. Huzzahs all around. So we continue that. That's going to be our.
That's fun.
That's
I don't
an
even
ongoing
care if I
segment.
win.
And it's something now,
You
John. You're into this, right? You're up for this
I
as a
enjoyed
continue.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed
I
this.
This is-
enjoy this.
This is, you beat me up, whatever. I got to be here. What the heck?
These quotes, we found some. We can't say where we found them. It's a secret vault of quotes, but these are really
We
good.
found him on the sticky side of a rock out in the parking lot.
No, there are some good people. I can't even believe the people that get rich. Okay, like I don't know if I talked about this last week, because you hog like 90% of the airtime.
It is,
because
the doc
Half of
animation.
it is mental.
Well, I'm gearing myself toward a particular segment of our audience, the middle half.
There you go.
Yes.
See? But I watched Honey Boo Boo last week.
Oh, great.
Oh my gosh. I think I talked about it.
Oh, my God.
OMG.
What's that spell?
I'm good.
I'm going to kick your butt. Okay. So, Honey Boo Boo.
No, oh, wow.
Well, that's,
They are
that
quite
does
a
it for
crew.
me. Oh, and wow. Well, that
They
was
are
worth
quite
the,
a crew. So
Yeah.
she's like 32. She has 4
She looks like
girls.
she's like 6.
No, not Honey Boo Boo, Mama June.
Oh,
like the mom.
okay. All right.
And she's like 32 or 33 years
32
old or
metric
something.
tons,
I know.
yeah.
And she has 4 kids, and she has 4 kids by 4 different guys, and she never married any of them. I'm like, okay, why are these people on TV? Like, I don't understand.
Well, Darwin was all about natural selection. She's just not done selecting them. And apparently Darwin's theory, as from what I've seen of the participants in the show, really doesn't apply.
It's just craziness to me. I don't understand. I'm like, I have to watch this show. I just have to see what it's about. Like, I keep hearing everybody talk about it.
Yeah.
And we don't watch that kind of junk. So
I really don't watch television. I watch movies when
no,
movies come out.
we've actually found a couple shows like that we'll watch on Netflix and stuff that like we did watch Who Done It. The kids have enjoyed that.
I don't watch that.
You don't watch that.
No,
The kids
I don't
and I watch
participate
that,
in that foolishness.
No, that's interesting though. But I don't think I'd watch another season. It would get boring.
It's staged.
It sort of is.
It's a board game with people standing on the
sort of
board.
is.
It's
I think they're
ridiculous.
surprised to a point, but a lot of it is staged. No doubt.
No, I don't.
And we've been watching. What is that other show where the people are trapped somewhere? Person of interest or persons
I don't know.
unknown or some persons unknown?
Well, they're unknown to me.
They're
because
like
I didn't
trapped in this town. The one where the people are trapped
I went through
in the
that for
town?
several decades. And I finally moved to New Jersey. Yes, I was trapped in this podunk town in Indiana. It was like
We should do a TV show about that. How you escaped.
I can
Escape
well,
from
and that's
Anderson.
one thing I was thinking about this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Is that we've never actually brought our listeners on board with anything prior to our first show. How we got here, anything about our histories or what we do or anything like that. And that might be something that would.
My history's boring. We could talk about yours.
That's why I brought her on board, ladies and gentlemen. She's such a colorful person. It's not necessarily. Anyway, we'll talk about mine.
Wow.
What? No, I got to New Jersey. I had been living in Indiana, and the industry that I was working in failed.
So it was like a country song.
Pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
everything in Indiana is pretty much like a country
Yeah,
song. And they just walked in one day and said, "Get out," and escorted us to the door. So that was the very first day of that recessive nightmare of the economy has not yet
No.
come out of. So things got really bad, and my family turned into my brother and sister, whom I call my snoblings. Were making life kind of tough. I was taking care of my dad 24/7, dressing him, feeding him, doing everything that there was to do, while they went on about their lives, and they just became ridiculous. And my brother was moving in next door to my dad, and finally I thought, well, he can take over. And I started my truck, put some stuff in it. I twisted the key, didn't even wave goodbye, and drove 12 hours straight through here to Amy's front porch. And I didn't really have a place to live. I didn't have a job, but I just got to live by my wits, and here we are. So
Here we are.
That's kind of the Reader's Digest version. You'll have to
Yeah.
wait for the movie, but it's
Well, it's kind of like one of those stories where they shut down the plants and then
I'm Norma Ray, actually,
and then
in reality.
and then so people lose their jobs, they don't have any money to spend, so half of them move out of town, and then there's abandoned houses, and all those people who move out now, they're not spending money in the other businesses in town, so they close down.
They just rob
And
the
it's
other
this
half of the
big,
leftover people.
huge domino
Sucking
effect.
sound. Yeah.
And before you know it, property values have dropped 90%. Businesses are dropping left and right. There's nothing left, and it's complete and total despair.
Well, we know what housing costs in this area.
Yeah.
My dad bought my brother and this is one of the ridiculous parts of the story, but he bought him a house, a perfectly serviceable, nice, well-kept, sturdy 2-bedroom house for $14,000.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can't get a storage unit for that around here, and
No.
there it was. So anyway,
I kind of wanted to play the song that you. This is what I want to play. Is this is a song that Doc wrote for me and sang for me when he
here
proposed.
we go, John. When I
Okay.
proposed.
When you proposed.
Okay.
Is what you, this
See
is
the
a
big flashy
recording.
ring on her finger there, John?
This is a recording of
my
Doc.
best work. Yeah.
The song he wrote for me
Yes,
when he
yes,
proposed to me.
good.
Okay. Very romantic.
Yes.
We're gonna slow it down here.
Let's bring the lights down.
It's a slow ski.
Girl, you make me wanna get you pregnant. You make me wanna.
You're a freak. What?
That was Doc. He swore he'd kill me if I ever played it. I actually recorded him. Yes, that's him. It is.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like his voice, but
it's not the way I wrote it, though. Where's the wah-wah pedal?
Whoa.
Chicka wow, wicka wow. Anyway, you've just gone completely insane. From the time we walked in here, you've done nothing but degrade. It's
You know what I love about that's actually an R. Kelly song. But
I know it makes me have to pee.
I love how he doesn't. Not girl, I want to
John's not
get
even
you
listening.
pregnant. Girl, you make me want to get you pregnant. Like it's her fault. Like she's making him want to.
You know what? You could clean that song up. Instead of being R. Kelly, he could be in vitro. Sorry, I don't
God.
know. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing over here.
That's just wrong. No, that's
but
R.
not
Kelly
unexpected.
is a very interesting human being. So
I've been having these random thoughts all day, John. I don't know what it is, but things just kind of fall out of the wrinkles in my brain. They bounce off my bottom jaw and they come out into the air where people can hear them. We were talking about cars earlier, and I said the Germans are going to develop a vehicle primarily used for hunting.
nah.
Yeah, and it's going to be called the Farfenugent.
I love that.
And it pulls dramatically to the right and doesn't know when to stop. But whatever. It's just.
If anyone follows politics, that's absolutely hilarious. In fact, you should call into the conservative commandos and give them that.
No, they don't want any part of me. I'm just.
I think they would laugh at that. They have to have some type of sense of humor, right?
Well, I'm sure that you know them. You know the conservative
Lie.
commandos,
Just
John.
lie through your teeth, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's worked with them.
Come on, that's a funny joke. I don't care who you are.
They do have it. I've listened to the show just about every day, and they're cracking
That's what I
wise on
said,
there all
then
the
you
time.
should-
They have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you should call in, and that's funny.
They don't have time for funny. They're trying to
Change the world.
Yes, they're tackling very important issues, and they don't have time for a nitwit like me to clog up their airtime.
Everybody needs a laugh.
Well,
I kind
I'll
of
see
feel
what
like
I can
singing
do.
"We Are the World" right now
By R. Kelly.
by R. Kelly.
Okay, whatever. I don't know.
I don't even want to think about how that would go. Something about "We Are the World," "We Are the Children." I don't even want to go there with R. Kelly. Oh, please.
If ever a whiz there was.
That's just wrong.
I know.
If people don't know the story behind R. Kelly, they probably won't be laughing right now, but you should look it up. See what he's famous for.
I would tell you to Google R. Kelly, but even that sounds wrong.
I got to play another snippet.
Oh, Jesus.
This is great.
Yes,
This is a classic.
we're
right
a
here.
top 40 station now.
We
all of
are.
a sudden.
Now, usually I don't do this, but go ahead on, break them off with a little previews of the remix.
Here we go.
Now, I'm not trying to be rude, but hey, pretty girl, I'm feeling you. The way you do the things you do reminds me of my Lexus cool. That's why.
I just love that song. That's a great song.
You have gone completely round the bend today.
I love it.
Do you?
Wait, here, one more line. One more line. This is
God.
great.
I'm all off in your grill. Trying to get you to a tail. You must be a football coach. The way you got me playing the field. So baby,
Oh, Jesus.
Is he smooth or what?
He's an idiot.
He's got the lines.
Those aren't even,
man.
that's not even the makings of a bad limerick.
He's
And he's
smooth.
making millions.
He's smooth.
He's smooth as a corn cob. That's
don't
just
even
some
go there with him
ridiculous
either.
stuff right there. Yeah, I don't want to do that. No.
Hey, can I tell you a story? I want to tell you a story.
Oh, God. Okay, go ahead.
But I want to
I'm
I want to introduce myself first. Here we go.
This never works.
And now for the news with Amy. Hi, this is Amy. Oh Lord.
Oh,
so
you're
anyway,
no Walter Cronkite. I can
so
tell you that.
anyway, no.
And now, Amy with the news. Okay, go ahead.
There you go. Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you. Channeling Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, really.
Go ahead.
So I read this story this week, and there's really like nothing in the news that was interesting.
I know.
this
It was
week.
like,
it was
I came here
very
with
boring.
nothing because there. Have you been trying to follow the news this week, John?
I have not.
It was zip. You're supposed to prepare for
I
the
don't know
show.
why I did that.
Okay, next week you better make it to rehearsal. No, there was nothing out there.
No, it was very boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a boring week. So anyway, this stuff makes me laugh. It's like really ridiculous.
I hope it makes us laugh.
I hope it does too. So, Children's Place, which is a store for anyone who is not familiar that sells children's clothes.
It's a store for anyone who's not familiar that sells children.
No. Children's Place is
Store for people who aren't familiar.
is a store that sells children's clothes.
I see, yes.
It's been around for a very long time. My mom used to take me shopping there when I was a kid. And I just have to add this in because this literally just flashed in my mind.
That scares me.
Children's Place, when I was a kid, was in the Deptford Mall, still is, but it moved locations. But they had this round circle.
A round circle, John.
No, listen. Right next to the door, there's a cutout in the wall. And there's this round circle, and it was carpeted inside. And you could, like a tire, like shape. And you could climb in and sit in there. And you could look in the store or look out of the store. Let me just tell you. So basically, it was a cutout, a circle cutout in the wall.
A round circle shaped like a tire. Yes.
Shut up! No, but it was like it's the size of like a tire like a tire swing, but big enough that a kid could sit inside, and you could look out into the mall, or you could look inside to the store. And let me just tell you, I love shopping there because of that. It was a cutout in a wall. Like, how exciting was that? Was I a total loser? But I loved it. And then all the way in the back, they had like slides and stuff. So you could like play when your mom, I still remember this when I was a kid. If anyone else shopped, like when they were a kid, their mom took them to the mall and shopped at Children's Place and remembers this, like call in, please. So I'm not like a big dork.
No,
but I remember it was so fun shopping there because we could play when my mom was, and my mom loved it because she could pick out clothes for us. And we could all play
and stick you in a tire, and you could be.
No, it was the shape of a tire. It was just. It sounds.
It was round.
stupid,
It was a
but
round
anyway.
circle shaped like a tire. Yes.
So anyway,
we got that.
Children's Place is cool. They've been around for a long time. They have nice clothes. I get a lot of my kids' stuff there. So they put out these different new now. Like last couple years, graphic tees have been really in, where they just put cool, like funny sayings or whatever on the front. Nike has everybody
Very
has.
graphic.
Yeah, they're like the in thing now. So.
They have been the in thing for like 40 years.
No, but I mean, they're really in now. It's like everybody's like graphic tees, graphic tees, graphic tees, graphic tees. It's like a big thing. But anyway.
So that would be 4 people. Okay.
So apparently, these are the shirts they put out.
Okay.
This was a girl's shirt, and it showed a checklist on the front. It says, "My best subjects." That was the title. Mm-hmm. And the subjects were shopping, music, and dancing. Okay? They were all checked off as the favorite subjects. Then there was a math one that was not checked off. And underneath it said, well, nobody's perfect. Underneath the math part.
Okay.
So apparently, people freaked out about this T-shirt. Here's some quotes. Insensitive, more like just plain sexist. Another person wrote, I'm a high school teacher and see how these ideas really affect some students' confidence. Okay.
How about their competence? That's what you're really there to affect. Anyway.
I mean, So basically, what happened is because this checklist of favorite subjects included shopping, music, and dancing, and they were all checked off, and the math wasn't, and it said nobody's perfect for a girl's T-shirt. People freaked out so much at Children's Place, they actually yanked the T-shirt. Okay? And apparently now, when a child walks around school seeing this abhorrent, horrible T-shirt that was apparently, I'm guessing that a bunch of Nazis got into a room and terrorists
Feminazis.
and came up with this T-shirt idea. That's what I'm guessing. That and people on PCP, stuff like that. They all got together and came up with this T-shirt
The Soylent Green people.
to try to degrade women and reverse 35 years of the feminist movement with one fell swoop with a T-shirt.
Which they can do themselves.
People freaked out so much they had to pull it off the racks. And are we really getting that like bothered and hurt by a T-shirt because math isn't checked off? There are very few people whose favorite subject is math.
Here's the problem. You have out there on the loose a bunch of Birkenstock-wearing, tree-hugging, Prius-driving loudmouths with too much education and a lot of time on their hands who have nothing better to do than to pick on what other people do and say. And that should...
Yeah, and just lay off the hormones, people. I mean, it's just like...
Well, they're
it's craziness.
They're showing... I mean, they're wallowing in stupidity in their own hyper-education. I don't... they're the people that are going around spouting... being tolerant, and they're the ones that come up with the zero tolerance policies. They're idiots.
I mean, you instill self-confidence in your children so that they don't read a T-shirt and the world's destroyed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now apparently this is becoming a trend.
Mm-hmm.
And
you mean what, the graphic tee?
no,
or the
issue
outrage
where
over the
people
trend?
are getting offended, and the next business that got affected by this was a local restaurant. Okay, it's called the Corner Shop, and people started complaining about the food that was on the menu. First, the vegetarians complained, and they had to pull all of the meat off the menu. Then people who were lactose intolerant got really upset, so all dairy products came off. Then you have the people who are allergic to gluten, so all of the grains and wheats had to come off. Okay? So now they're left with bottled water and tap water. But now the environmentalists got upset, so they had to pull the bottled water off the menu. And the Birkenstock wearing moms got upset because tap water kills our children, and they had to pull that off the menu.
So now what you have left is the menu, and you can go in and eat it for free. Okay, whatever. Now, you were talking about the T-shirts.
Yes.
Another part of my history, and one of the colorful eras of my life, episodes of my life, I guess, way too short to be an era. I worked with this fella, a good friend of mine, and we ran a T-shirt emporium in an amusement park. Okay,
right.
This is because I'm so ambitious, John. No, the guy was a genius with an airbrush, and he would stand right there. The people would, he'd kind of work up a shirt for them and the idea and do it right there, and work gorgeous work.
Yeah.
And I had the idea to do some T-shirts with, the captions on them.
Yeah.
One I was thinking of, trying to market was, if you can read this T-shirt, enjoy your stay in Indiana. That one didn't go.
Oh my God!
I came up with some about fat people, but then there was outrage, over my spatial slurs.
Spatial slurs.
Yeah. So whatever. I don't know. But we were talking about television and movies and things like that. There's a movie I wanted to see, and then I heard kind of a critical description of it.
Okay.
And not so much now, but Elysium with Jodie Foster and Matt Damon. I heard that's kind of cardboardish.
I don't pay attention to those things. The critic reviews. I want action. I'm not looking for a life-changing script. I just want action and something to keep me on the edge of my seat.
Well, just blow something up. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The other one, and we were discussing this last night, was a movie called In a World.
Yes.
It's about voiceovers and
Yes.
voiceover artists.
It looks really, really cool.
I think that's going to be a good movie.
I think it's going to be a hit, too. It got some awards.
Lake Bell wrote and produced the
Yes.
thing, directed it, and
stars
starred
in
in
it.
it.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's about kind of a takeoff of Don LaFontaine was a huge.
I'm going to see if I can get a little. Yeah, you keep talking.
It's all about timing, everybody. Anyway, it seems like it's going to be a very intriguing movie, and Amy and I had actually talked about voiceover work, and I thought I would like to do voiceover work, but the one thing that keeps me from doing that is that I don't have a voice. So,
What?
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do those kind of, to make it dramatic and so forth, and talking about my own life, it would be kind of a letdown, in a world where books are made of paper and television has two colors, that's my world, so imagine a world, whatever.
Where there was air and people breathed.
Just when you thought it was safe to listen to the radio. Whatever.
Can I play a little snippet of
Please,
Don
go ahead. I've got
LaFontaine?
nothing to do over here.
So everybody, he's got an awesome
I'll try to work on another thought and see if I can't complete it this time.
Okay.
In a world, in the year 2017,
In a time of tradition,
in a city where anything can happen, in a war that isn't his, every day in New York City, on the Miami Police Force, in the Deep South, from the sewers of Gotham, from the rooftops of Gotham, above Gotham, within this skyscraper high above the city, in a town driven by competition, in a world.
I think, everybody recognizes, you don't realize this is a mashup. That was only 30 seconds of a mashup, and it's 2.5 minutes long of all the different snippets in the movie trailers and stuff he did.
Yeah, and I think that kind of memorializes Don LaFontaine.
Yes.
Who drove around Los Angeles in a limo, had a ship-to-shore phone because it was the days before cell phones, had a fax machine, and they would fax him the scripts as he was traveling from one studio to the next, and he would go in there, and he actually wrote and copyrighted, I think he copyrighted the line, "In a world." That was it.
Yeah.
That was his,
Yeah.
and that's how and you heard it several times.
Yeah.
Yep. Above Gotham,
Yeah,
below
he-
Gotham, in Gotham.
There's no voice like his.
He has a very powerful voice, and I can't remember the actor that's actually in this movie. What's the gentleman's name?
He was in Goodfellas.
Whatever. Anyway,
now I can't remember
I
his name, yeah.
apologize to the person. I can't remember his name. But he
Ray Liotta.
no, the other guy.
Oh.
He is a voiceover artist, and he has done some acting, and but he has a tremendous voice as well. There's Mercedes ads and things like that.
Okay.
The sports, the NFL on CBS. You could always recognize his voice. And actually, they both did an interview with Terry Gross on, that little local radio station on National Public Radio, and it was highly entertaining. So if I would, because I'm a generous sort, I will tell you that if you go on, what is it, Fresh Air, WHYY, NPR, Fresh Air with Terry Gross, you look at get on their site. She probably has archived that interview with him, and I think it happened Thursday. Very entertaining.
Yeah, and go on YouTube and check out the trailer for In a World, because Doc told me about it yesterday, and we watched it yesterday. The trailer goes by very quickly, so it's kind of hard to catch all the jokes in there. But not jokes, but it's
puns.
I'm going to say nuance.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Well, the one they did, they were vying for the job of voicing over this movie. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like the Hunger Games kind of movie, but it was all these. It was in a woman-controlled world, and all these Amazon women were taking over. And at the very end, Lake Bell adds her part to their voiceover. What do I want to say?
Montage.
Montage. Thank you. She says, It's a broad new world. You know? I'm like, you go, girl. No, anyway.
But anyway, watch it. And it is, to me, it strikes me after watching the trailer that it is a mature comedy.
Yes, it's very. It's a like a Neil Simon type of script.
Smart.
Yes,
it's
yes.
not in your face like Ted or something stupid like that.
No, it's not gratuitous. There's some
gratuitous and egregious,
It's intelligent,
and it's
yes.
in your face, and you don't have to think about how funny it is. It strikes me as the type of movie that you could watch 10 different times, and each time you'll notice something different that's funny.
Well,
it
you
seems
will.
very. Oh,
the
shush.
the drugs you're apparently on today.
No, it just seems really well done. So I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, I think what does it come out in September? Is
Like
that right?
September 13th, I think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, so I'm
Friday
actually.
the 13th.
Is it Friday?
I don't know.
In a world.
Just when you thought it was safe to go to the movies on Friday the 13th.
Is it Friday the 13th? Can we talk like this throughout the entire show?
Please call us at 227-1360. Whatever. I don't know.
And next, we have the celebrity tweet of the week.
Oh, I
thought we were going to talk like this throughout the entire show.
I just want you to.
Whatever.
That'll save me $3.99 a minute right there.
Oh, God, that's wrong.
I managed to, yesterday, because I'm Murphy's lawyer and odd things happen to me all the time, yesterday, I was flagged down by this nice lady.
Oh, this is too funny.
Who appeared to be in some sort of distress, John, as you know, nice ladies often are. And she says, could you help me get this bird out of my car? And I'm like, now, the first thought I had is open the door. You know, it's just like, this is, you know, things, Mother Nature will take care of itself.
Apparently, he never heard this pickup line before.
It's, okay, whatever. And so she says, no, I killed this bird, and I wanted you to help me get it out of my car. So I'm thinking, okay, it's a you know, a little step further down the same line of thought. You know, okay, open the door, take the bird out. You know, I'm like, okay. She says, I'll get you some rubber gloves and a plastic bag, and she takes off in the house. So I'm looking around the car. She said it was in front of her car. So I'm looking on the driveway. There's nothing. And just as she comes out with the bag in her hand, I look over, and in the air intake in the front of the car, there's this bird jammed in there. Okay.
Oh, nasty.
And she says, I don't know how it happened. I said, it appears to be a suicide. This bird was really jammed in there. So I go over and I you know, as gently as is necessary with a dead bird, I worked it out of this intake, boom, put it in the bag, and I'm looking in the bag, and she says, I don't know what kind of bird it is. I've never seen something like that. And I looked in there to see what it was, and it was a male woodpecker. And it was... it was well beyond making any noise like that. Because of, you know, just by virtue of the fact that I just happened to be in that place at that time and helped her retrieve this dead bird from her car, she gives me $10 and told me, you know, to have a beer. So if
That's an expensive beer.
and it was worth every penny. If you're listening out there, I think you know, she will recognize the story, and thank you for the beer.
I don't know. I mean, it could have been. I'm sure that happened to like at least like 25,000 people yesterday, where they scraped a woodpecker off of a car grill
They
in the South Jersey area.
They flagged down a stranger to remove a woodpecker.
That happens. That's happened to
into-
me like 10 times last week. You never got a woodpecker in your grill of your car? Whatever.
Are these intravenous drugs you're taking?
I was so sad when you said it was a woodpecker. Isn't that weird? Like, why is a woodpecker more important than a bird?
Well, to a girl, I imagine if you take both halves of that word, it's something that you don't want to see destroyed.
Whatever. No, it just made me sad. But anyway,
It didn't make me sad. I got beer out.
Yeah, I know. Can I do my tweet of the week? Speaking of birds!
Oh, what a segue. If you have a segue for us as well, you can call 856
Oh, I have a segue tweet, too.
1360. Can I finish giving? The phone number?
OMG, that was perfect.
Don't make me come over there. You can call us at 856-227-1360 anywhere in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, or as Amy would say, for a radius of several square miles.
Oh, shut up. I did say that on the way over here.
I'm like, that geometrically, that just doesn't work out. Go ahead. Let's, ladies and gentlemen,
So
the
my
tweet of the week.
tweet of the week
It's
after
the
the
twit.
40
It's the twit of the week on
to
the
make
website.
a good segue about the tweet of the week after the bird story.
She says with these great big eyes.
Here it is.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but cops on Segways are just not intimidating. How good of that? That was awesome.
What's that got to do with birds?
Tweet, Segways, you just said segue, and then I said segue about a tweet. But anyway, Cash just said that. I thought that was fun. I actually laughed out loud when I read that. I'm sorry, but cops on Segways are just not intimidating. And then I picture a cop riding a Segway,
And wiping out a woodpecker.
and it's just not intimidating.
Welcome to the ADD Theater of the Air.
Here's another one. This wasn't that funny, but it was interesting.
It's just a comedy radio show.
Adam
darling. We don't care
Levine.
about funny.
Adam Levine. I don't tweet unless I have something to say, so this tweet is a rare exception. Which is good for him. Because he could have been snagged on that.
He was probably taking the same thing you're on.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm sitting here. I walked outside.
He has Glamour
Right.
magazine in
Can
front
I
of
can
him.
I do my own bit? No, I walked outside for a minute, went out to the car, came back in, and I saw this out in the lobby. This huge magazine. It's got to be like 3/4 of an inch. It's a huge issue. It's got, and I look at the cover. It's got Jennifer Aniston on it. So I turn the page. There's another cover with Jennifer Aniston on it. I turn the page. There's another cover with Jennifer Aniston on it. Who is this gal that she's that important?
What is up with that? Why would they have 3 covers?
I don't know.
That's odd. Wait. On the first one, she's in a summer activity. What's the next
She's
one?
sitting on a chair playing with her hair.
Okay, what's the next one?
The next
There's
one,
it.
wrapped
a
up
scarf
in a, that's a sweater
or sweater. Okay.
or a scarf with sleeves, if
Okay.
there is such a thing.
Okay.
And
Then she's in a snuggie.
backless gown.
No.
This is a backless gown.
I just
They're
thought
all
maybe it was like one for each season or something.
Yes, all 3 seasons, darling.
Shut
You got to share whatever you're on. I guarantee. No, but I was looking through this as Amy was
Wow.
talking because I don't pay attention. This is a woman's magazine.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like that Cosmo thing, and they make up all these quizzes and all this,
Yeah,
and it's
they
all
do.
absolutely meaningless.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all about you, what men think. Okay, now let's see. Is this attributed to anyone? By Lauren Bernstein. This is What Men Think by Lauren Bernstein.
She sounds hot.
So I'm going to just random things from this. Okay, men, what one word best describes your personal style? Almost half said clueless.
Nah.
Okay.
That's fair. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Another question. Do you plan your outfits in advance?
Outfits?
Outfits. Guys don't have outfits. We're going to, we look at and hold something up. If the sleeves are really long, they're pants. We don't, whatever. So, and 75% said sometimes.
John and I were just talking about this before the show. He actually has a spreadsheet pre-planned 13 days in advance with his outfits on it. He has a spreadsheet.
Good on you, John.
He has an outfit planning app with a spreadsheet on it. So,
what I have a computer-generated list of hobbies. If you would like to look at it. Another question she asked. Now, where I'm kind of going with this is, on the one hand, I consider that maybe the guys she's asking are just kind of straddling the line, but guys and other. Okay.
yeah. I get your drift.
Yeah. The metrosexuals, maybe? Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
I tried that metrosexual thing once. I can't ride the bus anymore.
That's great.
Whatever. Anyway, that's that. Favorite designer, have a few. Okay, whatever. You have $2,000 to spend. You buy, the leading answer, a custom suit. The second answer, a nice watch. $2,000, John, a watch.
Okay.
Okay, idiots. the next answer, fancy sneakers.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the fourth and final answer, diamond cufflinks.
How about E, a hooker?
Well, if you're in Indiana, that $1,995 extra dollars you're going to end up with would be, something you could hang on to.
I think most guys would buy like season Eagles tickets or something.
Here is one of her questions. Do you notice when guys repeat outfits?
Oh, MG.
Yeah. And so the real guys, that
They're asking guys this.
yes. And the top answer, thank God, it's only 50%, but it's
Yeah.
the top answer. No, men's quote quote outfits all look the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the third most popular answer says yes, faux pas.
Oh,
Okay, so guess what?
Wow.
I think the guys she's asking are, kind of a Melissa Etheridge. Kinda, I don't know. hey, that's my boy. Whatever.
wow.
And here's I'm looking over. This is kind of in the margin over. You have to kind of fold the next page over a little bit. Mansplaining.
Mansplaining.
Who is she? Ricky Ricardo? Guys, why do you refuse to chuck your gross clothes even when they're stained, torn, or falling apart? Okay, this first fellow, and looking at him, I use that term loosely. He says, we don't tend to get judged as much on how we look. The incentive just isn't there. Okay, pretty benign answer. I
Okay.
guess. Next one is, it's about the memories they bring you back to the good times. Okay, and
Okay.
the third guy says, shopping for clothes is demoralizing. Besides, if you wear something a lot, it gets comfortable.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, so we got the one guy on the list, basically, had it together enough to, I would accept that he's a good spokesman. The rest of them, not so much.
Yeah, we go outside. We're sitting outside.
So here I am reading Glamour magazine,
That's great.
picking it apart and saying they are
And
they are
picking on
men's
the
men.
people, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, we're sitting outside this morning
look at
and we
that.
look at each other. We're like, oh crap, we have the same shirt on.
We
Like,
both
we're
had,
such geeks.
but
It's your shirt. I was wearing your shirt.
it's a company shirt. It's the Horn Dog Productions, my comedy tour that I did in the Midwest.
Oh God, don't do that.
Why?
Oh, he's opening one of those perfume things because perfume makes me sick.
It smells like varnish.
Ew! Don't do that.
But look-
I'll be
look-
sick forever.
That's how they sell it, right there.
Yeah, I know. Women with underwear on.
John, would that make you buy this perfume? 50% of the time. Okay. So I have to put down the Jennifer Aniston issue of Glamour magazine.
I don't know how people. Oh, the perfume. Ugh.
I'm sorry, darling.
Very sensitive to smells. No, like most candles bother me. Perfume, like I start coughing and sneezing, and I don't know what it is. Makes me sick.
It's like when my mom was in a nursing home. My sister buys her this candle and this room spray, and so I see it in there, and I'm like, "What's this for?" She says, "Well, I just thought she might like to be surrounded by all natural scents." I said, "She's in a nursing home. Doesn't get more all natural than that." Jeez.
Oh my God!
Kind of like preaching to the choir right there. Isn't it?
Oh my God!
I remember what this is just a bizarre thought that just entered my head.
It's a shocker.
Random memory. Well, you're the one on drugs. Shut up. My dad, John, had a car from the time before I was born. Had a car repair shop. Now, this wasn't just any run-of-the-mill car repair shop. He did work on, the Pintos and the Chevettes and things like that, because the dregs of society have to get from point A to point B. But he worked on Lamborghinis, Maseratis, Rolls Royces, Jaguars, collectible cars, everything, Pierce Arrows, you name it, things that most people hadn't even heard of. And so he had quite a wide variety of clientele and lots of repeat customers. And one day he's out there and he's working on this carburetor, and he had to put it in a solvent. You soak it in a solvent. When you're rebuilding the carburetor, you take it out, you put it back together. He's got the air hose with the little trigger on, where you put the chuck thing in, and blowing the thing out to dry it off to get all the channels cleaned out. And it's really loud. And
Wait,
he
can you
noticed
do that one more time, that sound? Okay, I just want to make sure I got that. Okay.
One day I'll get completely through a story, John. And he noticed out of the corner of his eye, this lady came in and they had her car up on 4 stands and had the seats out of it, because in those days there was a blower under the seat and the heater core ran right and it heated from under the floor. You know?
Right.
And she was very fastidious about her car. And she walks up, she's got her hands together and she's looking at the car, and she's got the seats out, and they've got tools and stuff lying in there. And so he's just like, he doesn't see her. He's blowing this carburetor out. And she walks up and just blurts out. And what she actually said was, "Do you have a restroom?" What my dad heard over the was, "Do you have a whisk broom?" Because she's so fastidious about her car.
Whisk broom.
And so he stops. He says, "It's okay." He says, "Let me finish what I'm doing here and I'll blow it out for you."
Oh,
So,
God. What did she say?
she said, "Okay." No, I don't know. That was before my time. I don't know. But that's,
Hey,
just-
R. Kelly.
Anyway, so this was an exciting show. We played that the mega version of Two People One Quote,
Yeah.
and that went swimmingly. Next week, John, I want you to work on. You're gonna have to study up this week, because next week I expect you to win.
I do. I need to win.
You're on the spot. Yeah, this is the John comeback tour for the Two People One
You need
Quote.
to meditate.
If that works for you. We do, again, always admonish our listeners, both of you, that you can always call us at 856-227-1360. Sorry we missed you this time. Prepare for that. Work with John during the week. Study up on dialing the phone, and you can talk to us live next week. That would be great. Is it next? Let's see. What's next week?
Next week we
is
have Todd.
Todd Chappelle.
Yeah.
You must tune in next week for Todd Chappelle. Maybe as we sign off, we'll play some Todd
we'll play
Chappelle.
a song. I have one
Yeah.
queued up here.
That would be good. Todd is a brilliant musical comic, and he's going to be live in studio. We always have a blast when he's here, so look forward to that. We'll have some other guests in the upcoming shows. Do look for all kinds of information out there on the Doc and Amy Show. We're doing a lot of promotion right now. We might even get one of our patented ballpoint pens to you at some point. Take advantage of the caption contest on our website at www.thedocandamyshow.com. Get contact us for any reason right there on the website. We'd love to hear from you. We love to share time with our listeners, so please gear up to call in next week. Anything to add, darling? You've been,
I just have one cute little quote. It's a kid quote.
We have a kid quote, John. Here
It
we
was
go.
a contest on Reddit, like the cutest, funniest things your kid said. So the parent says, I jokingly asked to her son, what's the best way to get a girlfriend? The 7-year-old's response, tell her to be my girlfriend or she'll never see her parents again.
That's my kind of kid right there. What is he from New Jersey?
I don't know.
You're not going to be my girlfriend. You'll sleep with the
Doc,
fishes.
Doc and I actually read through all these, and there were some really,
Scary
ones.
These children are
ripping
possessed.
their parents, I'm going to rip your skin off your face, and
Oh, my God. It's
it was
like,
craziness.
they're bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what was...
Yeah, do it. I could hear you starting.
What when I said, I like you and my girlfriend. She's so tender, you could cut her with a fork. Whatever. I can't remember how the line goes, John. I'm sorry, it's my line. We're going to sign off now. Thank you very much for listening to the Doc and Amy Show. We will see you again next week at 5 o'clock. We're going to sign off with a little
Todd Chappelle.
Thank you very much.